Happy Christmas, everyone, and welcome. It's Griever, your host of the most, as always, bringing you guys Ayakashi Triangle, Chapter 73 review. Now, this particular chapter, similar sort of to the last one, not really a whole lot to discuss here. It's just situation, hilarity ensues, which realistically is the standard for a lot of Ayakashi Triangle chapters. I think we just got a little used to the whole theorizing and bad guys and villains and what's Shadow Mai's real objective, what's Garaku's involvement here, who's going to fight who, how they're going to do it, that kind of stuff, right? And Hinojiki coming back also brought in some tension. Now, here we're still in the high school setting. Of course, Suzu and Matsuri have kissed, have Frenched, if you will. And in the pool, we saw that at the end of the last chapter. It's shown here in the first panel of this chapter. And then the rumor mill starts spreading around the school that, Matsuri was kissed by two girls, by two different girls. And it was like, wow, I can't believe that all happened from that class. That's crazy during the swimming lesson. That's nuts. And so everybody was sort of talking about it, and people were, of course, they're teenagers. They're amped up. Hormones running a little bit of wild here in the school setting. And, of course, Suzu is feeling overwhelmed by the attention, by the looks, by the rumor mill and stuff. And actually, there is one good point that is brought up. Matsuri ends up taking this on, and they shift the rumors, of course, with hilarity ensuing, as I said. But there is actually one key thing later on in the chapter where Matsuri thinks about the fact that it's not really about the fact that he's given them weird looks about this situation. It's just reminding, and this is a connection, I don't believe that Shadow Mai actually hears this thought. This isn't exactly said out loud, because Shadow Mai is thinking the same thing, like rumors and delusions and stuff eventually, and she's remembering her own past, whether 500, whether 1,000 years, whether whatever has passed. It doesn't matter. Humans will still be ugly creatures. Humans will still think negatively. They'll still see things in their own twisted way, and humans never change, right? And Matsuri is thinking about the time when Suzu was considered the demon child or a devil child, the weird kid who, the Shaman King thing, right? Yo is a weird kid, can't make any friends because, how it was when she would be talking to her imaginary friends, the Ayakashi, and how she was treated when they were a lot younger. So she does, or Matsuri does not want that to happen to Suzu again, regardless whether the rumor is just this, because it's true, it's what happened, right? There's nothing, but the perception and the rumors going around about Suzu is what bothers Matsuri. So, and as I said, the connection is made with Shadow Mai, so that's actually a pretty good connection there. That's actually a good parallel, because Shadow Mai doesn't believe that Suzu ever suffered. And it's not that she did not suffer, it's that she had Matsuri before that could build up into a level of negativity or resentment. She had Matsuri there for her and with her. That's the key difference. Now, this isn't the whole love conquers all sort of ideology that I'm spewing here, but it is showcasing that if you had at least somebody there to defend you from that, somebody there who could understand you, somebody there who could do these things, then it wouldn't be so bad. And Garaku, of course, you could argue was supposed to be that for Mai, but Garaku is still an Ayakashi, not a human. So, in this regard, Mai never had that human connection. She only had Ayakashi. So, it'd be very possible that Suzu, without Matsuri's presence, Suzu could have very well turned out in the same resentment and emotions that Shadow Mai is experiencing right now. But, either way, they talk on the stairwell, they're talking about it, and they're trying to just figure this out and stuff like that. And this is where Matsuri says, well, I'm going to make this entire situation blow over and stuff. So what ends up happening is Matsuri involves Ryo, and it makes them assume that they're into some very intimate relationship, very, very physical relationship, showcased in front of everyone. So everyone's thinking, wow, are those two in that kind of relationship? What's going on? Are they talking about code for something? Like, what's happening? Of course, Ryo takes this a little too far, starts stripping down and in the janitor's closet. Now, or whatever room empty classroom or what have you, and they're like, oh, it's totally just to sell the rumor, trust me, and it's going a little too far for Matsuri. Now, this is when Ninokuru shows up, and can't really get over the idea that is looking at Suzu's, like, because Suzu's talking to Ninokuro. At first he's fine, but he's thinking about the rumor, he's thinking about the kiss, and he's going, oh, I mean, he's a horny teenage boy just like everyone else, so it's like, okay, like, let's, he can't help but be blushing and be thinking about it, looking at her lips and going, oh man. And of course, then this very situation is where Matsuri jumps out to escape Ryo and jumps square on Ninokuro, and he's just standing there like just this giant stiff frozen statue where Matsuri's like, oh, you came to save me, this is perfect, Ninokuro. And of course he's just like standing there like, like, things are happening, you know what I mean? So definitely very, very funny there. And this is where the rumor ends up being spread that she's, or Matsuri, she, he, whatever, Matsuri is an enchantress, and she's frugal and an enchantress, and she does this with so many men and all this type of stuff, right? And actually it is kind of funny because at the end of the day, Matsuri doesn't care, because Matsuri says, I'd rather rumors be spread about me, whether it's an enchantress, whether it's this, whether it's that, than everyone looking at you weird. So now that rumor's blown all over and stuff like that. And Shadow Mai believes that Matsuri is a force to be reckoned with, even when it comes to the rumor mill. So, honestly, once again, a bit of a fluff chapter, and that was basically page by page reviewing of the chapter. But honestly, it wasn't a bad chapter. It was an okay chapter, and at least it's continuing like that wouldn't be something, especially even in this day and age, two girls making out in the middle of the school day, in the middle of a swimming lesson or at the gym or whatever, would be talked about in a high school setting, even to this day. So, that's not something, public displays of affection alone, even if it was a guy and a girl, if they just made out right in the middle of the basketball court, it'd be like, oh, well, that happened. It might not be as rumor-worthy or like, whoa, I didn't know they swung that way sort of idea, right? But in this case scenario, it does make sense. I'm glad it didn't just blow over like we moved on to the next chapter, like chapter 73. Oh yeah, they kissed in the pool. Nobody cared. It's like, that is not how high school works. So I'm glad a little bit of realism, seeping through there, that this is what would happen, and we see a bunch of no-name characters discussing it and talking about it, sort of idea. So it definitely felt the level of three-dimensional there. But anyways, if this is the last chapter, I'm not sure if this is the last set of chapters we're getting for Shonen Jump. I'm not 100% before the new year, but if it is, it's definitely the last one before Christmas. So happy Christmas to everyone who celebrates it, of course. Wishes to your family and everybody stay safe with everything going on. And so don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. As always, fourth and most importantly is that we drink but responsibly. We're in this holiday season, as always, and we will see you guys back here next time for chapter 74 of Ayakashi Triangle. And final note, yes, we know about the anime coming out. Does it deserve an anime over some others? Not necessarily. Am I going to watch the anime? Probably not, to be honest with you. It's an okay manga. I don't mind reviewing it. I've been reviewing it since chapter 1, so I'm sort of, just grinding along sort of idea. But, am I glad it got an anime? Sure, it's not a bad series. But I don't know if I'll be, urging to check it out. Oh, when's the release date sort of idea, That's more for the Bleach fanboy in me to wait for the Bleach anime more than the Ayakashi Triangle anime. But are you guys excited for the anime? Let me know in the comment section down below, and we will see you guys back here next time after Christmas for the next review. Hope you guys have a good one. See ya.